sometimes, and this is quite common, patients present will be blighted by their fear of what is to come. So often a patient will say to me, I'll ask them what they're most frightened of, because that's something that, again, people might not feel comfortable voicing unless they're proactively asked. And very, very often people will say it's not dying that makes them frightened, it's what they may experience in the lead up to dying. So will they have horrible pain or other symptoms? And that fear can be so profound, it can actually blight a pain-free period of their life preceding that. So part of what's important is trying to explore those fears and break them down, and then look at the ways in which we can provide reassurance. And with that example, genuinely it's the case that in the vast majority of cases, even in an inpatient hospice centre, which is where the most complicated patients tend to be with the most difficult symptoms, it's rare for a patient to suffer terrible pain or loss of dignity or symptoms that are really unbearable. That genuinely is a rare occurrence, and we have really good drugs and medications now to help patients be very comfortable and able to enjoy their remaining life and time in the absence of horrible symptoms. But I guess maybe more profoundly, sometimes even if symptoms aren't a problem, people feel this desolation that goes hand in hand with this idea that you don't have an onwards trajectory. So normally in our heads, we're living in the present, we're trying not to be too ruminative about the past, not consumed by regret, and we're also looking ahead to our futures, and our future narrative is very important to us. Where will I be in 5 years? Will I have grandchildren in 20 years? All of those things. If you have no onwards trajectory, that can be very, very hard to cope with psychologically. So our attitude is very much, even if you only have a week to live, what can we do to enable you to really live that life to the fullest? And that might be enjoying a really beautiful glass of champagne with your family, or having movie night with your kids snuggled up with you on a bed, or bringing your pets into the hospice, or getting you out if you are a patient who has loved fishing your whole life and you might not be well enough to fish, but you really want to see the riverbank one more time. Then our job is to wrap you up warmly, get you into a wheelchair taxi and get you out to the river, and we'll move heaven and earth to make that happen. So any way you can help patients feel as though their life is still something to be lived onwards into the future can be so precious, and it's a really important part of what we try to do.